Oh my gosh, so let's see if this works this time. So now we're looking at this down here. So 1 dot, 2 dots is a bad signal. So we can only hope that we're going to get and it's not really yeah, I am so stressed out right now. It's like my biggest fear. And I knew it when I was doing my stream this morning. The light's not even on. Oh, it is. I just can't see it. So there we are. Okay. So this one, I guess it's still showing that we're live, so it makes it look like we're. I finished that event. Is anybody that was in that one? Okay, that was my mistake. No. And hopefully in a few seconds that will show. Now I have this whole ways of thumbnail. And a video basically.
I just keep looking at the faces that we're making. It's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. And well, it's a good thing you didn't share it out, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Now look at how it's not coming back. Oh, my Nightbot is working.
It's a Nightbot.
That's like a. Like an automated chat helper kind of thing. So hopefully this is on now. All right, here we go. Yeah, Tiffany. So that. All right, so.
No.
Sorry. Now I just feel like our angle is off. Too bad.
I'm still looking at Spider-Man, so maybe the angle's not too important.
The angle, it's all about the angles. All right, so looks like we haven't been getting any connection messages. Oh, you know what I gotta do? Let's chat. Let's do a little sound. Messages. Oh, you know what I gotta do? The sound is way better than it was. Hey, Ashley. Thanks for stopping in. I had the same buffer Streamlabs issue as you today, so I'm trying to do this from my computer, which is not how I wanted to do it. So thank you for coming in. Sorry I had to jump out of your stream. Hey, Tiffany, thanks for coming back. Yeah, we do. I agree. Like, I need definitely some new equipment. So we're just gonna give it a couple of seconds to try to get people back into the stream, and then we'll get chatting. Since I had to restart the stream new, it doesn't have the original information in my description. I'll have to fix that afterwards. And so it's really weird doing a stream this way. I don't stream from my computer webcam, so I'm not even sure how it looks or sounds. Just to get things started, Ashley, I wanted you to know that my friend John thinks you're a big baby for crying at the movies. Just throwing that out there.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. I'm just gonna unfriend you here on your live thing right now.
So he's unfriended.
Yeah.
In the process
I'm unfriending you right now.
Yeah. Unfriending me.
Yeah.
I'm popping out my chat box because I cannot see well enough to see where. Are we paused? What just happened? Or is it because I'm?
So we're live.
I can't tell. I'm not heartless. I cry. I cry all the time. Ask Tiffany. She sees me cry all the time like a big baby.
So can anybody that was streaming on the other one still stream it through here? Do they just click on the channel again, or?
Yeah. So like it's a different link, but yeah, they can find me in the. They can find the channel. I just. Just that it's a stupid thumbnail. It's not the one that we originally had. So is the sound okay? Because I'm not used to. I have no idea even where the microphone is on my computer. So I don't even know. All right, so it sounds good. If I get any kind of buffering, let me know. I really hope the images don't look as bad as the stream I was in this morning that was 45 minutes late. And I had to drink my coffee alone while I waited to chat. May or may not have been that person's chat I'm talking about.
Oh. This is the part where I'm not supposed to say the name, right? Okay.
Yeah, and it's Ashley with an I, even though it says you, me, and Benny.
The same person you told I made fun of. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Because she cries at Avengers. So we are going to do a couple of minutes of random John facts to get things started. Before we start with the real story of the reason for my stream today. So what I thought we would do was, while we wait for people to come into the chat, that I have 10 facts about John. And then I also have 48 kind of those get to know me questions. That is not a squirrel behind me. You missed the squirrel. Trevor was on camera earlier today. Oh, why is Elena calling me? That's annoying. So we can do this a couple of different ways. I have 48 questions. We can have you all randomly throw out a number between 1 and 48, and that'll be the question that I ask John. And or I can let John pick the number 1 to 48. Yeah. So somebody shout out a number in the chat, and keep me posted too, because I keep seeing the signal dip to like one little dot. All right. So okay. Hey Susie, thanks for coming back. Sorry we lost that first stream, so we had to reset up real quick. And John, cool as a cucumber. Me, I'm sweating. I'm ready to pass out. I'm like, woo, because it's embarrassing. So we got number 7. John, what is your favorite time of the day of the week, and month of the year? I already know the month.
The month, obviously, October.
Yep.
Time of day, whenever it gets dark. What was the other one? Favorite day of the week?
Favorite day of the week.
Actually, I would say probably I like Thursdays.
Thursday?
Yeah. You'd think the weekend, but
I was thinking you were going to say Sunday because of football being so fresh in your mind because of the draft.
You know, the draft. I mean, can't please everybody.
Yep. Tyler, thanks for popping in. We are struggled a little bit with the connection. So Susie had also said number 17. So we'll ask that question now while we wait for a few more people to come into the room. Yeah, thanks for sharing, guys. Me like. Okay. All right, so number 17. John, if you could learn to do anything, what would it be?
Speak Spanish.
Speak Spanish.
Because
wow.
I believe it is important, and I could actually have conversations with my Spanish-speaking friends, and I just think it's a really cool language. Besides that, I mean, just to be able to speak that fluently would be great. And it's really not that hard to attain, because I probably should just, get myself active into that. So yeah, definitely. That's definitely something I'd like to do.
It would be a useful skill.
Yes.
To learn.
Absolutely.
Another language. That is not even, I would not have guessed that would be your answer at all. Tyler, yes, this is my ghost hunting buddy. John has been probably one of the best friends I've had in recent years, for sure. Solid friend, been there for me in a lot of different ways. And yes, we go on ghost hunts, paranormal investigations, explorations, and we are excited. We're going to be doing a lot of that this summer. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can smell it. I can taste it. So yeah, how much of that will end up on the channel, I have no idea. It's a fine balance. John, they want to know how you feel about Ouija boards.
I'm not opposed to them. Spider-Man. Not opposed to them. Haven't had much interaction with them, but in my opinion, popular or unpopular, I do believe that Hollywood has really ruined a lot of the hobby of paranormal investigations, and just for me, it's just a fun hobby. But I think a lot of people have just been, totally blindsided, totally, just like everything you see in the movies isn't anything I've ever experienced. And I think people are scared, linkless, when they see something like that, that their fear overtakes them and just makes it so that they don't want to, even go near anything like that. So I'm not opposed to him at all. In fact, to his point of him getting more active, that's something that's on the radar that we are going to be exploring and doing over the summer. So I'll keep you posted on it.
Want to give a shout out. Hi, Linda. Linda's House of Chill just popped in. Bubbles Artwork just popped in. Thank you guys so much. hit the like buttons, share that out, share out the stream if you guys would like. We kind of went through some connection issues, so we're a little behind, and I'm using a different device than we originally planned for. So trying to give us a few minutes to get some more people in the room. We're going to be talking with my friend John. He's going to tell us some of his backstory of his adoption and how he went through the process of finding information about his birth family, and I'm not going to spoil too much more of that. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for stopping in. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button right as you come in, because the more likes we get closer to the start of the stream, the better for the stream to get recommended as we go. My fancy mic setup is so awesome. Like, how cool does this look? And I even got this. Look at, I can.
Yeah, you should probably have your own talk show right now.
But I don't have the power source yet. I'm like $3 short.
For aesthetics.
It is. Well, because I thought I was going to use it.
And, yeah,
I should just hold it.
Time we're on news.
I'm like $3 short on Amazon for getting it. So I think my next paycheck this coming Thursday, if there's enough, I got to do like certain things with that paycheck, like pay rent and buy food and gas first. But if I can get $3 to get that power supply. Ralph's Trucking, holy crap. Thank you so much for coming in to my chat. That is a crazy unexpected chat room legend. I really appreciate you guys coming in. So let's take a couple more question numbers from the chat room while we wait for a few more people to come in. So let's get one or two of you guys to put out a number between 1 and 48. And I will read off one of the get to know me questions to my friend John as kind of an icebreaker. Tyler says 48 and 34. Okay, so we'll do 48 and 34 next. And then we'll probably get right into the conversation that we really came here to do. Hey, Subaru, thanks for stopping in as well. So now people are popping in. John, question number 48. Linda, you're going to like this question. Linda's House of Chill. The best part of waking up is?
Gotta go with coffee.
Right.
And if I don't have that coffee, I'm probably not going to be functioning for the rest of my day. I probably would just go back and crawl into bed.
That is
I
right.
have to have that coffee.
That is absolutely the right answer. Subaru, you're adopted as well. Okay, so cool. So then this is one of those conversations that you can definitely give input. Well, I mean, anybody can give any input they want. All right, so we'll do question 34, and then can you guys hear John okay? I feel like I'm having trouble hearing him, but he's also on my side. I didn't plan this out very well, and I'm 80% deaf in this ear, and that's the side that John's on. So I'm having trouble hearing him, but I want to make sure you guys can hear him okay. So give me some thumbs up.
So I'm in your George ear from It's a Wonderful Life, greatest Christmas movie ever.
I've never seen that movie. It's a Wonderful Life. Let me see some ear emojis or thumbs up if you guys can hear this guy.
You can probably fix that.
You can hear him. Okay, so it's me. Yeah. All right, so number 34.
34.
What's the hardest thing you've ever done? No pressure with that question.
Not at all. That's the hardest thing that I've ever. There's probably 1,000 things. Hardest thing I've ever done.
Besides this.
Besides this. God, get real personal. I think letting go of, I'd say letting go of, let's just randomize it, people, places, or things that probably weren't in my best interest to stay remotely connected to. And I won't go into specifics, but just you can kind of infer things or make your own judgments. But the hardest thing for me, and I think anybody to do, is to remove themselves from situations, places, people, things, whatever, that are not good for them.
Absolutely.
And staying too long in those areas can have detrimental effects on you. So, and I've had more than a few of the hard experiences in that. But for me, that personally, that is one of the hardest things to do, is to just let go.
I agree. And you know, that's my story over the past 4 years, because you've been there for me. You've literally carried me through some of the roughest times in my life. So I'm going to do 10 facts about John Kinney and see if I can surprise him that I actually know some of these things. And then we're going to go right from these 10 facts into me just kind of turning it over to John for a few minutes to tell us his story. I'll read chat a little bit while John's talking, but we probably won't directly answer, but we will definitely be opening the chat for questions about John's story. So 10 facts about John that you don't necessarily know, that I know. Number one fact, John is a diehard Steelers fan, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Just
I'm sure
making sure.
Steelers Nation will be kicking me out for some comments, but anyways.
John is a dog lover and a large advocate for pet rescue, and that is a big part of his life. John and I are in a paranormal group together. John studied criminal justice in college. I have this is 2 because I'm not sure if this is which one is the 100% favorite movie of John's. I have Carrie and Christine.
That is a tough one.
But they're in the top 5 at least.
Absolutely.
Would you say? Okay.
Absolutely.
Favorite holiday? That's obviously Halloween. His number 1 favorite crush, Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn, and he wore the shirt today. It was so perfect.
But that's kind of tied with Gal Gadot. So
Gal,
I'm just going to throw that out there.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah. I just
Little Wonder Woman.
Right.
Little Wonder Woman. All right. John is an October baby, so he is a Libra for all of you astrology fans and whatnot. I have no idea anything about astrology. Favorite season is fall. And John loves to take leisurely strolls down trails with his puppies and just walk and enjoy nature and get at peace and in zen with himself. Hey, look, squirrel.
Oh,
there he is.
Oh, there he is.
You guys are missing Trevor. Any of you that come to my window cams in the morning,
you should probably feed him. I mean,
Trevor is literally just sitting at the window.
Oh, there he goes.
There he goes.
Well, you got that clown in there. You're talking.
He saw no cookies.
Poor guy.
All right. So Pure Pure is in the room. Who else popped in? Let's see. Jennifer, thank you for coming in. Susie's still here. Ashley, Tyler, Rebecca. So we got a bunch of people in the room. Thank you all for stopping in. Make sure you hit the like button. Somebody didn't hit it, so you better get it. So this is my friend John. I'm going to let him talk about his story that I wanted to share with everyone, and he is going to do that, if any of that makes sense. So just look at Spider-Man.
Just look at Spider-Man. Okay. Well, let's see. I didn't have anything scripted or written out. So my story is that I am adopted, and that doesn't make me unique or special or anything like that. It just means that for a long time I didn't know my whole story. And what's the whole story? That could be like, for me, who looks like you, what's your heritage? You know, what's the unknown piece that you don't know about? I grew up in a loving family. My mom and dad have been great. My dad's passed away several years ago. That's his soul. He taught me a lot of great things. Hopefully I'm carrying them through today. But my story really starts right here in New York, where you're not allowed access to your original birth certificate. And if you ask why that's important, because basically that piece of paper has the names of your biological birth parents. And the reason that's important to an adopted person that's looking to find answers and looking to find their family is that's the opening point of where to start. I have a birth certificate at home, but it lists my mom and dad, but they weren't my birth parents. So everyone else outside of being adopted may know, you know, this is mom and dad, this is where I was, this is my history, and so forth. But for us, we don't know that. It's not such an important thing that I have to know everything. But to give you an example, for years I've gone, when I went to the doctor, you fill out a little form saying what's your list of medical issues, family history, and all that. I would only be able to put NA. The doctor would always ask, what's NA? Well, I don't know what my biological family's history is as far as cancers or anything else like that. So it's very frustrating if you go with a major medical emergency and they can't pinpoint something. Yeah, medicine can do so much, but they want to know your history. So I did go to the courts to try to petition them to give me my original birth certificate, and they denied it. And what sucks about that is you literally have a judge in front of you with a little file on his desk, and he's going through it. He knows everything there is to know about you, but you can't see it. So I, as a taxpayer in the state, and I have to do everything else, contribute, follow the laws and all that, I can't have access to a simple piece of paper that might give me some answers. So fast forward, I decided to break down and take an Ancestry DNA test. Not to plug Ancestry too much, but I did that and didn't immediately get any results. It was probably 3 or 4 months, maybe almost 6 months actually, before I started getting some connections and actually connecting with people that actually wanted to talk. I don't know if anybody else has done this or experienced it, but some people, when you tell them, who are you? I'm an adoptee trying to find some connections. Some people actually, shut you out. They turn you away. They don't want to answer because it's just a Pandora's box that they don't want to open. Luckily, my cousin Casey, I found her on Facebook, was able to do a little asking around and research, and she found my biological mother's side of the family, and that's where she's from. And I was able to connect with some aunts and actually found out I had a half sister and a full brother out there somewhere. And little talking point, I've not found him yet. That's a whole other story I won't go into. And then all of a sudden on Ancestry, Susie knows this, that you start making connections when they pop up. Ancestry gets knocked a lot because, people are worried that your DNA is going to, are they selling your information? Are they selling your DNA? You know what? Everybody knows everything about you anyways. Your cell phone, what you do on the internet, all your info is out there. So nothing they can do is going to do anything worse. But it is a great tool for connecting with people and finding out the answers, because the state of New York likes to they want to make sure currently that you do not know that information. They are trying to pass a law. They had a really dirty bill that basically blacked out everything on your birth certificate, and they were going to say, hey, here you go, here's your original OBC, but none of the info was on it. So now they're trying to push through a clean bill that still is feeling a lot of pushback for whatever reason that might be. Who knows? But anyways,
I don't know if you can see that comment, Rebecca. Rebecca just said
Yes.
she's so glad that she.
I'm glad I found you guys too. It's definitely a journey, and I know, and I think the Subaru there is she also had or I'm sorry if I inferred. They said I saw Jennifer Lawrence. That's what I said. Okay. I don't know how you feel, about it. I don't feel like I'm some kind of special person or anything like that. And I just feel like I want to know answers that everybody else takes for granted. And I'm slowly making connections. I'm horrible at connecting because I think you see a lot of movies and they look like fairy tales, like, oh, everybody connects and everybody, just bonds together immediately and it's one big happy family. I don't know if that's so true. I do encourage everybody to watch Long Lost Family. I know Ancestry backs that. It's an ancestry show, basically. But whether you're adopted or not, I think it's a great show so that you can understand. Because I think everybody knows somebody that was adopted, and not everybody makes a big deal out of it. I don't make a big deal out of it. I am now, I guess, right now. But I think it helps you to find the answers that maybe even consciously you didn't know you wanted to know. And I'm slowly but surely finding out answers about both sides of my biological family now. Interesting medical things, interesting mannerisms, interesting stories that now I can connect with my family. So in my, not just one family that I've known all my life, but now I have an added family. So now I can bring this all together and have one big, huge family. And for me personally, that's important because that's something that's just kind of opened my eyes to a lot of stuff, where I got some of my mannerisms, where I've got some of my feelings, the way I act. I mean, obviously I've got many from my mom and dad, but now I'm getting some from people that I didn't even know for all these years. And I'm 48. So, I mean, yeah. So
wait a minute.
I didn't.
48.
Yeah. You're not that far behind.
I know, that's true.
So, I mean, I didn't wake up when I was 5 and say, I want to find my birth family, but my parents were always always open with me from pretty much any time at the time I could understand that I was adopted, and they supported my search. That's a big thing because it's hard for an adoptee. A lot of times there's this nervousness maybe to come out and say, hey, I want to find my roots. I want to find my birth family. And it's a very touchy situation, and not everybody has that perfect window to go through or door to open to say they have. Fortunately for me, I had that.
I was actually going to ask you that because I never knew if there was a point that you found out, like either your parents came to you and said, hey, by the way, you're adopted, or like how that conversation happened.
You've met my mom, right? You know my mom.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny story. It's funny to me. She, all of a sudden one day, I don't know what I did, and I did something, and I asked a question. I did something stupid like any kid would do, and I asked why. I'm like, she goes, well, why on earth would you do that? And I said, I don't know why I would do it. And all of a sudden she's like, brought up adoption. I think it was like 6 or 7 like that. She brought up adoption. She's like, that's why we chose you. That's what she said. And I'm like, chose me? And she's like, yeah, that's why we chose you. So then she further explained what chosen meant. And chosen's kind of a trigger in the adoption world, so I won't go toward, to that much, but I got myself in hot water with that. Anyways, but she started to tell me everything about, how they had, adopted us, that they weren't able to have children of their own. They tried several times and were unable to have any kids of their own. And that, they found just everything came together and they found me. And it was never hush hush after that. We joked about it, we, made light of it. And there was always support from my dad and my mom to find things out. My dad was very, very supportive too, because he battled cancer for several years until ultimately it took his life. But he always wanted me to try to find as much answers as I could so that I wouldn't hopefully have to go through the same path that he did. So I really had a lot of support from my family, and it worked out great for me. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work out that well for everyone else. But every person has their own story. So that's how I found out about that.
So I want to, for Jackie and Skater Girl, thank you for coming into the chat. If you're still here, I appreciate that you came in. I don't know if you can see this, John. Rebecca wrote, "Wow, you are so wrong," because you are definitely a special man.
I'm special, all right.
You are a special man. Hey, I think you're special. Or, you know, I wouldn't be friends with you. Because
I'm just really feeling special right now.
You are special. So does anyone in chat have any questions about anything that John's brought up, or just in general? And Subaru, feel free to bring up
Absolutely. I'm very interested
any
in that.
questions. Just some interesting things, because I know that, you know, YouTube goes all over, and I have some UK followers. There's a National Adoption Day coming up, and it's not until November, but it's November 23rd is National Adoption Day. And in England, they do Big Adoption Day, and that's coming up actually in June. So June 5th, that is, I think, a Wednesday. So I don't know if that's correct, but my original stream in the description box had all this information. This one doesn't. So the question from the chat: at what age were you adopted?
As an infant.
So pretty much right at birth, then, kind of.
I actually, year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I actually talked to the woman who brought me to the hospital. Brought me and my biological mom to the hospital, which was just a town from where I live right now. Actually spoke to her about stuff, and she was really excited. You know, it was just a fun story to hear. And it was really special, because when you're a baby, you don't know any of that stuff. But she told me a lot of cool things about that night, and you know, she was really happy to talk to me, and that was great. So yeah, I was an infant. And to piggyback on what Jim just said about the National Adoption Day, back then, adoption was a lot easier, and there was a lot less, I'm going to just say, red tape. Today, unfortunately, there's a lot of hands in the pot that make things very difficult for a lot of adoptions to be successful. And I'm talking more for older children. Children that have been in the system for a longer time. There's a lot there. I'm not going to go off on a tangent, but there's a lot there. And unfortunately, the system that's in place right now really does not help that situation. Just seems today that there needs to be a lot of hands in everything, a lot of micromanaging. And I think if you got rid of a lot of that stuff, there'd be a lot of happy people on both sides of the fence looking to get into adoption as a whole.
Yep. Anyone? What other questions does anyone have in the chat? It can be anything, really.
Subaru, I'm also French Canadian. I love those DNA tests, because they always change a lot of what you are.
Where do you see French Canadian?
Right there. My DNA test said French Canadian African American.
Oh. That's the professional YouTuber. I missed that one chat. See, I have to do this. This is what I usually have to do this. Read chat like this.
And I use the readers, and
See how far?
Yeah,
I have readers. I have them. I have these magnifying glasses, but watch what happens. See, the glare.
Well, it looks like you got a couple orbs dancing.
It's like, So Pure, what one change to the adoption system would you make if you had the power to do so? That's a great question, by the way.
Well, the one change again is we've been in both sides. As an adoptee, we have been foster parents, considered adopting. But what we always found that there was way too many hands in the pot. You had a supervisor of a supervisor of a supervisor, then you had a super supervisor. At one point, one child could have 10 supervisors and 3 different workers. Say for one state, there was 3 different workers and there was 4 different supervisors. Things became bogged down that months and months and months would go and you would have no contact. Or if you had an issue with a foster child in your care, it would take so long to cut through the tape. Like, okay, well, I can't answer your question. You don't have to call my supervisor. So you call that supervisor and they pass you on to someone else. I don't believe that there needs to be 20 people onto one case. And these poor kids are in the system right now, aging out, because they don't know, they have nothing to do, they have nowhere to go. Some of them don't even want to have a permanent family, but even to just be into a foster home, a lot of these kids, there has to be a certain degree of administration. And honestly, I think if you cut even 50% or more of those people out of there, I would say, hey, you know what? Get them out of there so that these kids have a chance. There's always things about infants up for adoption. You can see there's ads everywhere. Go on any site so you can see where, we'll pay for your baby. We'll pay for all the expenses. People want infants, and that's great. But things are changing now. It's not always that. It's not. There's a lot of open adoptions, which I think are great. And so you're not in that mystery. There's no veil over that. But there's a lot of work to be done. And the only people suffering for it right now are the kids right now that are waiting. So,
Somebody, Jennifer mentioned that you should run for state legislature. Subaru asked if you would adopt if you had the chance, and I think you just kind of explained that a little bit. Blake Briggs, thank you for stopping in. John, it's Casey. So glad I could help you find your family.
And I did say your name right, Casey.
Yes. Okay. It's Casey.
Casey.
Pure, how much say does the child have? I assume they can say no. How much say does the child have? I assume they can say no. Is that related to a foster child going to a home? How much say do they have? You have any experience with that?
We do have a lot of experience with that. The foster child basically, and I like the Subaru. I see what they wrote too, and
yeah.
I'm interested in that. From our experiences, they don't have a say. They don't. They, you as the foster family, you're sort of 99% of the time are given a 2-minute heads up that they're coming. Sometimes you're not, and sometimes you can say, hey, we'll take them, or if it's just a situation we don't think is going to be able to work out, we'll say no. The children don't really have any. And as far as the adoption goes, they do have a say. If they don't want to be there with somebody, they don't, they're not going to, they're probably not going to make themselves as, I don't know what you would call it. You know where I'm going with this? Like available. They're going to shut down. Desirable. Yeah. They're going to say, no, I don't like this family. I don't want to be with them. Yeah. And, so the children have little say. And the parents, here's my thing on that question right there. I personally experienced that question. I don't know if they want it out, but, we ran into the red tape with our foster placements, trying to get them help, trying to get them, programming, simple things like issues at school, getting them into the school, making sure that the money that they needed, for necessities was there. And you run into a lot of, oh, I don't know, or again, you run into the 10 people that are on the one case. And I know a lot of times they're overloaded and, you know, they're understaffed, but it's for me, it just comes back to, I'm calling on their behalf, and it's, you know, it's, good Lord, my train is, I know where I'm going. You're calling on their behalf, but you're hitting a brick wall because they're basically shutting you down and not giving you your answers. And then you have to face that child and say, I don't have any answers for you. And that is the worst thing as a foster parent and a parent, really, in that respect, to say, I can't, you know, I can't give you an answer right now. And I'm going to answer that.
Yeah,
because, Subaru, I've heard a lot of those stories, and I've had children in my care that have been abused, and that's one of the most heartbreaking things that I've ever encountered, hearing the stories. A lot of these stories would make the worst horror movie put out today look like Bambi. A lot of it pales in comparison, and I'm sorry that you went through that, but it looks to me that you've really come out as a really good person, and I'm hoping that you know, you're finding some good vibes with that.
Not sure if you can see that question from Rebecca. At what age did you first start looking for your biological family?
When I was 10.
Wow.
But as ridiculous as it sounds, because it kind of is ridiculous, I just started looking through old newspapers and, you know, asking questions. My mom and dad didn't know a lot. They were, and it's funny because they were told a lot of tidbits that didn't make sense until I found out recently all the answers that I found out. They were really given really little bit of information. They never met my biological mom. They never would have met my biological father. You know, that stuff's kept secret because New York State does not want people getting that access.
So I remember when you first started making connection with birth family members, and some of the most exciting things for me to hear was your excitement level when you found out that there was like some direct interests that you had for holidays or movies or whatever else, and then there was some that were like the polar opposite. But I think you were getting like this excitement level from having conversations. And I want to say cousin or sister. When you were first having conversations, was it sister?
Well, there's before I started talking to them, it was Casey, and it was my mother's side.
Right.
I do have two half sisters, one on each side.
Okay.
And my one sister, she is not into the movies, the comics, the music, and stuff that I'm into, and she busts my chops about it all the time. But her sarcasm and her attitude is right with me. Like we're like right there in the same room together. And my other sister is into comics, into the movies that I'm into and everything. And she doesn't, from what I know, she doesn't have the sarcasm side, but she has the grittiness and the, you know, the toughness to her that, like, you know, if she has an opinion or she feels a certain way, you're going to know it, whether you agree with it or not. But she's not going to, you know, like unfriend you or anything like that because you have a difference of opinion. So, and my full brother out there, I'm kind of still working on that, but that's sort of, that's a long process. You'd have to do a whole other thing on that.
All right. So stay tuned for that, that stream. So what else? Any other questions from anyone in there, or any comments, or anything you guys want to share. I know you're limited with only 200 characters for your, for chat, but I don't have any filters. Rebecca, oh my God, he is so me right on with my sick LOL sense of humor. Aunt Becky.
Yes, they definitely share my love of Halloween.
Subaru wants to know if you're happy with the results you've gotten.
Absolutely. I'm still finding out too. There's a lot of stuff I'm finding out. It's given me some closure, but it's also opened more doors. You probably feel the same way. It's a great feeling, but then it's just like it slows you down. And for me, it's a slow process. It's not easy for me. My biggest problem, my biggest thing right now, is inserting myself into a family, into a group of people that I did not know even existed. I used to wonder sometimes, when I was going on my Zen-like walks, I used to think to myself, I wonder if there's anybody out there looking for me or that knows anything about me. You just wonder all this stuff. But now that I found out everything, I'm kind of just like, wow, this is awesome. But at the same time, it can be very overwhelming. So, my newfound family probably knows this, that I'm very slow I'm not a chatterbox all the time, and I'm definitely working on getting to see some of you guys.
Sorry, I'm refreshing chat because I noticed I had it in top chat, not live chat. So let me scan real quick just to make sure we haven't missed anything.
I'm looking too.
I would like to extend an invitation whenever you would like to come to my home, and I will get everyone here. So when you're ready, it's on. Well, thank you, Rebecca. I know we just met, but that sounds like a great time. I'm not sure what about today caused you to want to make that invitation, but hit my email is down in the link below, I'm sure. So do you know who that is?
We could probably
we
could probably accidentally push him into a gator pond or something. He might stumble his way into that.
Oh wait, is this the South?
This is now? Yeah.
Kentucky or something?
Yes. No,
Louisiana?
Florida.
Florida. Oh, Florida. Yeah. I'll go to Florida.
Pretty sure it's Florida.
Yeah. As long as it's near Orlando.
Oh, you can come in, so can Trevor. Just invited you.
Oh, and Trevor.
So yeah. We're just gonna have to catch him.
All right.
Susan in Ohio, so I really have no excuse except for and they're Browns fans, so that might have to wait till after the football season.
Hey, I lived in Cleveland, Ohio for a year, and that did not make me a fan of any Ohio teams.
Far away from Montana. I'm like, ooh.
Manic Magic, hey, thanks for stopping into the stream. Make sure you guys hit the like if you haven't. So, Sushi, come to what? Oh, Susie. I said sushi. That is what it says.
It
sushi.
Did. She put sushi. So.
You're
I think
Aussie.
You might have done that on purpose.
Oh, just to throw me off?
I don't know, maybe.
See, I have these bifocals, and I really need them to sit like up here so that I can read. I'm not giving everyone the finger. So that looks much better. All right, so let's do a few more questions from the Get to Know Me, just for some fun, lighten things up a little bit. Not that things got dark, but so somebody throw out a number between 1 and 48, and we will ask John that question. So go ahead. 48. We've already done 48. I'm sorry, Rebecca. Aunt Becky, we did 48. So, okay, so we got 36 and 42. John, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Number 36. What did you do growing up that got you into trouble?
What didn't I do growing up getting me into trouble? I was a very curious little kid. I would probably leave the house at 7 in the morning and not come back until, my parents were out looking for me or whatever. We lived in this really small town, so it wasn't like I had a million places to hide. If you fast forward to my teenage years, I got myself into a lot of trouble there. You know, work party, and then try not to get the two infused. And I can't say that I maybe not had at one point or another gotten the two infused. Yeah, that was the day before. Those were the days before cell phones. So if you did get yourself in trouble in the middle of nowhere, you had to knock on somebody's door, and you stood a 50-50 chance of not getting shot at or getting to use the phone. So hey, I just did a lot of stuff that was, spray paint. I was no graffiti artist, but I used to spray paint my name everywhere for some dumb reason. Used to get in fights with some of the other neighborhood kids for no reason. Just stupid stuff like that.
Silliness.
Yeah.
So a lot of numbers got thrown out there. I'm going to pick one more out of there.
48 is very popular today.
48 is. We've done 48 a few times already. Number 9, we're going to go with SpongeBob, number 9. Wait, did I just read 36? Oh, so SpongeBob, you gave me 36, so I'm not going to do, let's see, 24. Let's see, number 2. All right, I'm going to go with number 2, Aunt Becky. Number 2, what is the number 1 most played song on your iPod? Okay, so if you don't have an iPod, number 1 played song on your phone, in your car, whatever.
Well, no one's probably going to know any of this, but it's Beneath the Howling Stars from Cradle of Filth. I'm sure everybody's like running for the hills now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of those other strange facts about my friend John, even at his advanced age, he still actively goes to live concerts where there's like scantily dressed girls flopping around. There's loud, crazy music. There's alcohol, probably drugs, and he goes not just as like a chaperone. He goes to like party on, right?
Yeah.
Is this how you do it when you're there?
And I've invited him several times too, because he says I never invite him anywhere.
I have social anxiety, so I can't go into large groups like that. And there's probably restraining orders on half the girls that are there against me, so I probably can't go.
Plus, I've seen Slipknot.
My hearing is bad. Slipknot, yeah.
Seen them a couple times. Yeah. Great live show.
Yep, I've seen the pictures. So what else is going on, everybody? We're probably going to wind down the stream. We're hitting that 1 hour mark, which is about what I thought that this stream would be. If you guys want to make a last couple of comments to John or myself. Otherwise, I'm going to give it to John for like a final statement kind of a thing. No pressure, just kind of threw that at you.
Appreciate that.
SpongeBob likes the Avenged Sevenfold.
Seen them a few times.
Are you guys doing, I don't know what, are you guys doing? I've seen Korn at the Family Value Store back in the 90s. I actually am a big fan of Korn as well. Back when I was younger and it was appropriate for somebody at that age to like that kind of music.
I'll try to live stream from Heart and Joan Jett.
Yes. Oh, you know what? That was a question that came up earlier. I'm not sure. It was way earlier and I missed it. Somebody did ask if you have a YouTube channel.
I do not.
He does not. But I have told him that he does have a personality for it. So if you guys want to see more of my friend John talking about other stuff, not necessarily this topic, but we can do other stuff, let me know. And maybe we can get him to do his own thing, or I can have him guest star on my little channel once in a while. So we're getting a lot of thank you for the streams. Thank you guys for being that way. SpongeBob is still going hardcore with all these
Bouncing Souls. I've seen
groups
them
I've never heard of.
Actually hung out with the Bouncing Souls at Warped. I can't remember what year. Probably 01, maybe. Yeah. So,
1901?
Probably 1901. Yeah. Yeah.
Smash that thumbs up, y'all. That's right. We have 13. I was hoping for like 20, 25 today, but I think, you know, it's a Saturday morning, and with my really horrible connection to start off the stream, it's actually good to know this is the longest I've streamed using this web camera right there. Danny G, thanks for stopping in. We're just about to end the stream. Your timing is awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. Where is the like button? Are you kidding me?
Be nice.
Get your magnifying glass out. Actually, the screen that I'm looking at, I couldn't tell you where it is either because I'm on a weird thing. It just looks like a thumbs up.
I don't know if you click it. Like
this one.
Maybe if it
this
clicks,
one is.
I don't know if you can do it that way.
But I lost the chat
box. The chat.
Hold on. Here we go. We're back. Happiness. Thanks for stopping in. Well, now we hit that 1 hour mark, and now people are starting to pop in.
Jeez.
We
should just got
you'll find it. Yeah, it just looks like a thumbs up. It's right next to one that looks like it's pointing down. You don't want to hit that one. And the thumbs up, you just want to hit it one time, not twice.
We could talk about music because
I think we need
Subaru and
I think we need to do
really
like a separate music stream. We'll call it Educating Jim on real music.
Definitely. His Lawrence Welk stuff has to go.
Well,
I mean, he's out popping that stuff out.
I mean, in my defense, because of my hearing issues growing up, music was never like a thing for me because I couldn't hear.
Right.
So I appreciated the finer things in life like Burger King and McDonald's.
But I also used to work with a deaf girl that could feel the music. So
Deftones.
Yes. Deftones, yep.
All right, so we are going to end the stream. I may go live later tonight. If not, I have tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. relaxation stream. Pointed out my window. We feed a squirrel. We listen to piano music or whatever I feel like playing at the time, and we do chat, and we just watch the squirrel eat cookies. And Monday and Tuesday nights at 8 p.m., we have 2 streams each night for a couple of hours of chat about wrestling or whatever other world events that we want to do. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Absolutely. John, any last comments?
Thanks to everybody that showed up and wanted to hear my story. It is an ever-evolving story, and I hope I help some people out there. If you are an adoptee or you know some adoptees, wherever you live, do me a favor, do everyone adoptees nationwide a favor. Call your state legislature, ask them if it's a closed, meaning you can't get your access to your original birth certificate. Make a few phone calls, emails, and support. Say, hey, listen, my family, my friends, it's a right that they should have to be able to find themselves. Not all of us are going out there to try to, make money or, become a burden. It's just, there's a lot of states that are closed right now, and it's not fair. So thanks for all the comments. I'm on Facebook. I don't have a YouTube channel. Jim can direct it in my Facebook page. If you want to friend me on there, we could talk about, music or whatever. We will. Oh, look at, yeah, we're getting. Hopefully the Captain Marvel sucker got on there though. because that's what I like.
All right, so we'll end it with that. So just over an hour. Thank you, everybody. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe, and I will link in the description. I was trying to do it real quick, but it caused a brief lag. So I'll put John's contact information for Facebook in the description.